My name is Kristine Auble, and I am from Egg Harbor Township, New Jersey. I grew up there and went to Egg Harbor Township High School. I graduated and then went to the University of Maryland at College Park and got my degree in journalism there. So after the University of Maryland, I got my degree in journalism and I went back home and got a job working at the sports desk for the Press of Atlantic City. When I was there, I met some amazing people. I had a really great time, but at the same time, United Airlines was hiring, so I did a year at the Press and then I applied to work as a flight attendant for United, and I ended up going through that process of getting hired through them, going through training, and then I was a flight attendant with them in 2018 until 2021. So I was with them for almost 5 years or almost 4 years. When I was 27, I ended up getting diagnosed with ovarian cancer. So that really turned my entire life sort of upside down, and I had to reprioritize my life. Traveling had always been really important to me. I got to have such amazing experiences, but all the while, I don't know if I was all the way in touch with my creativity. I know writing and journalism was really important to me, but ever since I was little, I would be sewing with my mom. She taught me how, and she would make all my Halloween costumes, and I would just watch her at the sewing machine, and she would help, tell me to do little projects. So I loved sewing, and I would make things for my friends. I didn't have time to do all that sewing anymore. So when I was diagnosed with cancer at 27, I got out of surgery. They removed my ovary and the tumor with it. So when I got out of surgery, I had a lot of time recovering, and I was always a really active person, so I was really sort of just sitting at home and had all the time now to sit at my sewing machine. So what happened was I was home recovering from surgery, and I sat at my sewing machine and I said to myself, I want to make clothes that I'll get to dance in again. I'll get to be celebrating life in again. So that's how my brand Knockout by Kris was born, and how I decided to really dive into being a fashion designer. It's just the idea that every day is a special occasion, because cancer really taught me that every day I have is so special and so important. And all the memories of spending time with my friends and going out and making myself look beautiful were just like my favorite moments. So I put all of that into my very first dress that I made, that I call my disco dress. It had glitter and sparkles everywhere. And then I just was like, this is what I want to do. So I found online the Made Institute, and they offer classes, a program that's called the Designer Development Program, that allows people who, I have my undergrad degree, and it's a 2-year program that just welcomes you at all levels of skill. And I knew that they really advertise that they build a brand with you. So I felt like they could help me make Knockout by Kris the brand that it is now, and just so professional, and gave me answers to questions and a community to rely on. So yeah, my cancer experience really made me want to dive in, but I'm so grateful for all the background I have in journalism and all the traveling I got to do, and I'm just really grateful to be where I am now as a designer. So for my debut collection at Philly Fashion Week, I did, my collection is called Brighter Days. It was a way to turn pain into power from my cancer experience. I wanted it to show the audience that even in our darkest moments, there's always going to be brighter days. So I really leaned into really bold colors. And then I had teachers at the Made Institute who taught me how to use Adobe Illustrator to draw my own prints and how to get that manufactured into real life. So all the fabric of all the outfits that I've made, there's a dress that has a sun on it, and there's a dress that has a photo of the sky that I took, and the jumpsuit has flowers all along the side that I drew myself. So I went from my sketchbook to my computer and then to fabric. So I learned how to do that, and that was just really important to me, because I felt like that made me stand out as a designer, and it makes it feel even more special that I get to put all my creativity into one outfit and then a whole collection. So I loved playing with colors, I love moving my designs around, and I have all these original patterns. So Brighter Days, the debut collection, is just a really great grouping of everything that I love to do, whether it's drawing, photography, and then again, designing and fashion and sewing it all together. So that was amazing. Being at Philly Fashion Week was a dream come true. That's something the Made Institute was able to provide as a graduate. They had me present, and then they selected me to be a part of Philly Fashion Week. And I had done a runway show before on my own with Newark Fashion Week, and that was wonderful as well. Philly Fashion Week was just like, it meant so much that I'd gotten all this information and I learned to be so professional. So being there with like a huge audience, it was just meant so much. And I kept saying to myself, like, it can be this important day, but it can also be easy and fun, and I just really try to stay in the present moment. So as I was doing model fittings, I just took the time to also just take in what was going on around me and just be so appreciative that I was a part of something that meant so much to me and so many other designers, and I got to like feel the energy of that day. And all the fittings went so smoothly. I had amazing like models to work with, and the team at Philly Fashion Week was fantastic. So then watching it all like walk down the runway was just like amazing, and I got to see my friends and family after, and I just started crying because of how like a labor of love this has been. So it meant a lot to me that like my friends and family could be there to watch it. I could meet so many people in the industry who like appreciated it and gave me incredible feedback, and then I really liked walking out after. It just felt like such a great full circle moment for everything that I put into my work in this collection, and getting to show it off in such a celebratory and special way. I want to express my gratitude to my friends and family, obviously my mom, who was there from the beginning, who showed me what sewing is and how special it can be when I pick out a pattern at Joann's, which is no longer around, but my mom would go to Joann's and pick out a pattern, and I would get to like be a cheerleader, and she made it happen, and it just felt like magic to me. So I'm so grateful that she showed me that creativity so young. And then I'm grateful to my siblings, who are all super creative. And then my dad, who's just the best girl dad, where he got me a pair of scissors that I needed and was like, you need to have good tools. So he was super helpful. Everyone at the Maid Institute, who like just creates such a great community of my friends who helped me up, like prop me up when I couldn't like stand the pressure sometimes, and they gave me some great advice with patterning. And again, my teachers were like so valuable, so I just am so grateful to them. Everyone I've met along the way of this journey with Knockout by Kris, the clients I've had who have bought my clothes and the custom orders I've done, they all make this possible because I've learned so much and they've given me so much great feedback. So everyone, I call all my my supporters and my clients, all the customers I've had, they're my knockouts, because I want everyone to feel like a total knockout. So I'm really grateful for my knockouts and just all my friends, family, and instructors. It's a whole team effort, so I'm so grateful for them. Yeah, so I just tell everyone to just go for it. I think that's what I learned from my cancer experience, is that life is really short, and that sometimes people, you know, meaning well, they'll ask, what are you doing? Or is that job gonna make money? You know, and I think if you know inside that it's what you wanna do, the jobs will come, the money will come, things will happen, as long as you take the first step and you go for it yourself, because you deserve that. I think that's what really helped me, is knowing that the whole staircase isn't really clear, but if I take the next step, I'll get there. And I feel like that's really gotten me to where I'm at now. So for any young designers, like, just listen to your own voice as much as you can. Obviously you want to have help and have people support you, but I think if you know it's your dream, I think you just need to go for it. Yeah, so I'm on social media. If you follow at Knockout by Kris on Instagram or TikTok, and then my website is knockoutbykris.com. You can always check out my collection is there now for available for pre-orders. So check out my website for any updates and how to get these pieces, because they are for sale.